All right. So just like to welcome everyone. Happy New Year again. You are at the January meeting of the 34th District Democrats. I'm now calling the meeting to order. Again, for those of you just joining us, we had a wonderful presentation from the National Alliance of Mental Illness ahead of our meeting. We'll probably do some sort of follow-up, as mental illness sort of layers into some problems in our community. We will probably have some follow-ups on this and further programming down the road. Rachel and I love this topic, so going to be definitely working on that for you. So much has happened since we last met. It's been a couple months now. We saw the first year anniversary of the insurrection. I don't know about you all, but the images of that day still just chill me. And I just can't help but think that this is not over. We all need to keep our eyes on what happens with the January 6th commission. Let's all hope that everyone down the line is held accountable for that. I'm also going to take a moment this evening to recognize Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I believe it is on Monday or celebrated on Monday. Our partners over at King County Dems had planned to have their fundraiser this weekend, but then they learned that the family, the King family, has requested that there be no celebrations, and instead they asked for influence for all of us to influence and pressure the Biden administration and our lawmakers to act on federal voting rights bills that have now stalled in Congress. We have it really good here in Washington. Washington makes it easy to register, easy to cast your ballot, but that's not what other states are experiencing. And this is going to be one of the biggest problems of this administration of this next couple of years. Don't forget this, and I urge you to support voting rights causes and organizations. We know that 2022 means the midterms. Everyone is expecting that we're going to get hammered at the end of this year, so let's all do our part in making sure that that does not happen. I'm going to give an extra special shout out to our PCOs tonight. You will be asked to run again this year in May. And I urge you to rededicate to be a PCO. Please make that commitment. We need you. We have about 108 of you, and we really need about 200 of you to spend that time on this year's elections. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff this year. We have local races, local state races, our legislators and our senator. We're going to have, some pretty severe problems over in the 8th. I would love to do some work with Kim Schreier's campaign, and I also would like to do some work outside of the state and help some of these other states that are having the problems that we are lucky enough not to have. So please make a commitment to spend that time this year in these elections. We need you, and other states need you. So big year for Democrats. Okay, without further ado, Rachel, would you share our land acknowledgement?
Absolutely. Thank you, Carla. On behalf of the 34th Legislative District Democrats, I acknowledge the land on which we stand today as the traditional home of the Coast Salish and Duwamish people, the traditional home of all tribes and bands within the Suquamish, Tulalip, Snoqualmie, and Muckleshoot nations. Without them, we would not have access to this gathering or to this dialogue. I ask that we take this opportunity to thank the original caretakers of this land on which we live and work, who are still here.
Thank you, Rachel. All right, next, our VIP acknowledgements. I have not done a good job of keeping track of who has come into our meeting. Let's see, I know Chris Porter's here. King Conservation District Supervisor Porter, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Well, great program leading into our meeting. And I always want to remind people too that one of the other things that MLK Jr. Day also is for a number of people is service, doing something in service. And my service is to complete this article on safety in the workplace and how that perspective differs when you consider people of color and gender and women. Anyway, but the King Conservation District has an election coming up in mid-January to mid-February, and all of us will receive a postcard. Every house that has a voter will receive a postcard. That postcard has a QR code. Some of you may remember this from last year. With your smartphone or smart device, you can access the ballot, initiate your ballot, and send it over to King County Elections. They then tabulate. If you don't have a smart device, there is the website on the card too, so that you can then log in, get verified as a voter, access the ballot, and send it back to King County Elections for tabulation. So please, please, please look out for that postcard with a QR code alerting you to the election coming up mid this month, probably, well, actually within a week, and ending mid-February. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. And we will share those specific dates a little bit later in the meeting for you. Appreciate that. Now, I wanted to point out, I know this is fairly new news for folks. They did go and have their first meeting, Burien City Council this week. And I want to congratulate the new mayor of Burien, Sophia Aragon. Sophia was our vice chair last term. And this is the third year of her city council term, and she was elected mayor. So congrats to Sophia. And I believe that the new deputy mayor is also with us tonight. Kevin Schilling, are you with us?
I am here. Hello. Hi, 34
Congratulations,
District
sir.
Democrats. Thank you so much.
Would you like to say a few words?
Oh, sure. Yeah, would love to. Hi, everybody. So unfortunately, with the redistricting, I am no longer a member of the 34th Legislative District, and neither are my parents. It's the legislative district that I grew up in, that I started coming to Democratic Party meetings when I was 14 years old. So that is sad, but I will try to come to as many of the meetings as I can, because you still have parts of North Burien in the 34th LD. Sophia and I are very excited to be the new mayor and deputy mayor of the city of Burien. We bring a lot of interesting dynamics. She's a relatively newer resident of Burien. I'm multi-generational. We cross generations. We are excited to work really hard together to bring about positive change to the city and utilize all of the voices of council to ensure that everyone's heard and everyone can work hard together and bring about important policy changes that benefit all in Burien. So Mayor Aragon, we talked about if she was able to make it tonight. She was not able to make it tonight. So wish her the best. And I'm excited to serve as deputy mayor alongside her.
Awesome. And Kevin, we will welcome you every month. Thank you. All right, King County Executive Dow Constantine.
Well, good evening. I made it. I'm only halfway in the screen, but I made it. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for having me back. We're starting off the year real quick. I was sworn in on Monday, a week ago Monday. We are building on our already very strong team, putting the pieces in place to be able to move forward quickly on all of the important policy items in our agenda, including, apropos of your earlier program, placing very high priority in our legislative agenda on behavioral health funding. This is absolutely key to our promise that every person in King County will have the opportunity to thrive. It's key to unlocking the reimagination of the criminal legal system. It's key to our work in homelessness. It is key to the well-being of all, and I'm really optimistic that working with legislature, we're going to be able to increase and make more robust the behavioral health response. On homelessness, we're moving forward faster than ever today. I helped break ground on a large new complex at Eastgate on King County surplus land. We'll have men's shelter, low-income housing, and supportive housing, over 500 units altogether, 550 units, a really important contribution by our East Side partners. And in maybe the most important policy initiative of the last decade, today I was able to announce that you will now be able to bring your dog onto the water taxi. So to all of you dog people, congratulations. Your cat can also go, but I've not yet met a cat that wants to go for a ride on the water taxi. So it's, Patrick Sand of the West Seattle blog asked the most insightful question. He said, why was that not allowed before? And I answered that. I have absolutely no idea. That is just one of those dumb things that doesn't make sense, but nobody ever notices. And somebody finally noticed and they fixed it. So thank you so much for your support last year. I'm excited about the work ahead. Looking forward to really an exciting time. Obviously, Job One is helping us muscle through this COVID upsurge, but we're going to do it and we're going to come out of this stronger than ever. Thank you, 34th.
Awesome. And we thank you for that. All right, King County Council Member Joe McDermott, would you like to have the mic for a moment?
I'd be delighted to, Carla. Thank you. Happy New Year, everybody. As we start the new year, I will remind you of a major success in my work last year, and that was joining with my colleagues on the council to ban the sales and discharge of fireworks in unincorporated King County. That was after the fire and loss of life in White Center several years ago. And after several years of work, we were successful in June of banning fireworks. So the sale and discharge will not be legal or occurring in this coming 4th of July holiday. And yesterday, when council held its first business meeting of the year, I was elected to chair the Budget and Fiscal Management Committee for the year. And so I look forward to using that position to uphold the work of equity and social justice that the county is committed to, and to ensure that we continue being vigilant in that work in how we allocate our fiscal resources throughout the county as well. To that end, particularly affected by the pandemic and then only compounded by a series of fires, White Center has a brutal set of circumstances facing it right now. And I have worked with the Department of Local Services, of course, Executive Constantine, and others in the county to do our utmost to address those issues, including hiring additional economic development staff to support businesses that are displaced or impacted by the fires. And in actually the last budget amendment that the council had before it, I successfully added $2 million to support economic development in distressed businesses throughout unincorporated King County, but particularly and focused in White Center because of the impact of the fires. As we look forward into the new year, two bodies of work that in both cases are actually continuing, but are high on my plate, are some work in the first quarter at Sound Transit, serving as a board member there regarding fare enforcement. And the board has been shepherding some work of the agency for the last couple of years around more equitable fare enforcement. Frankly, following the lead that Metro Transit has already impacted, and taking the courts out of fare enforcement. And I expect the board to be taking up that policy work and giving that firm direction to the agency in the first quarter of the year. And then on the 28th of this month, the draft environmental impact statement for the light rail alignment for West Seattle to Ballard will come out and have a 90-day public comment period. So you all will be well aware of the information itself and the opportunities to provide comment, because your board members that are at your meeting tonight, board member Constantine and myself, will make sure you know of all those opportunities and make sure that we're providing the best service possible to West Seattle as we plan and bring light rail to our communities. And to close, I would just let Deputy Mayor Schilling know that the lines may have shifted, but you can always be a member. Members sending us a check. The 34th will always take your money and welcome you as a member if you aren't a resident of the 34th anymore. With that, thank you, Carla, and Happy New Year to everyone.
Joe, I could not have said that better myself. Thank you. And I'm going to go off script for 2 seconds and note that as Councilmember McDermott was saying, and mentioning light rail, we are working, or I should say Rachel is working on a program for next month that will bring in some folks from Sound Transit, but then also some folks from the gondola group. There's been signs around, you may have seen them, about this, gondola, please look into the option of a gondola rather than the link system. And so we're going to bring some education in to the membership next month on that. So thanks again for attending, all of you tonight. I appreciate that. And now we'll move to our Zoom tips. We do have our closed captioning on. If you are on, if you look on your desktop and you look in that bar in the More menu, perhaps you will see the live caption there. It's called live transcription, should be there in the bottom menu. Please keep yourself on mute unless you're recognized, just to keep it orderly. And raise your hand if you have a question or if you're planning to make a motion. And then lastly, we are going to do a Zoom poll vote this evening, potentially 2 of them. If you cannot do that through your technology, please send your vote in the chat inside of Zoom to Trey Likens. Trey will collect any non-Zoom poll votes, kind of like we did last summer. So that your vote can be counted. Okay. All right. You'll see on the screen our agenda. Again, it's also in our newsletter. It's in all of my emails, or I should say the 2 emails prior to the meeting. There is one thing new here that you'll see in a little box. I totally screwed up, and I did not specify that we would hear any motions for endorsement for King Conservation District tonight. I have them in the candidate spotlight, but I completely missed the endorsement. Totally my fault. I'd like to ask if anyone has any issues adding that into the agenda. Make some noise if you have issues with that, sorry. Okay.
I would like to move the agenda.
Thank you. Sorry, I keep messing up with my screen here. I'm a little out of practice. It's been 2 months. Thank you for that. Is there a second on the agenda?
Second, Chris.
Okay. So Sarah, we had Ann Martin motion and second Chris. All those in favor say aye.
Excuse me, Carla,
Yes.
do we need to make a motion for an amended agenda that includes recognition of motions for endorsement? Didn't you just say?
We can do that too.
The agenda that was on the screen is what I was
Okay.
moving.
Never mind.
So,
It already, yeah, it already includes that in there in the
Never
box.
mind.
And I think I just skipped over that, Ted, just because I asked if anyone had issue with it, meaning sort of a vote there. So sorry to cut corners on you all. But yes, the motion on the floor is to accept the agenda as amended on screen. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Anyone opposed, please say nay. Okay, very good. The agenda is adopted. We'll move on to our minutes. I do send these minutes in email. If you do not get them, please let me know. All members and PCOs should be getting an email specifically with the minutes and the budgets. I don't send that out to our entire database of 2,500 people because only, especially on the budget part, we don't want to put that out in the full view for everyone. So only members and PCOs get that. The minutes are here for you. I have one more slide. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Any corrections to the minutes? Okay. Very good. Hearing none.
To approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Give me a name on that second.
Karen.
Karen, okay. We've got Ann Martin and Karen Richter. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Anyone opposed, please say nay. All right. Very good. Minutes are approved. Moving on to the budget and membership report. So we have not met for an extra month, so we have 2 treasurer's reports this evening. Sarah will put those links in the chat if you're interested, but I also sent this through to you on Sunday. Julie Whitaker, would you like to present our treasurer's reports, please?
Okay, welcome back, everyone. It's been a little bit since we've been together. Okay, first November, our beginning balance was $21,224.77. Our income was $1,308.62. This included memberships, our holiday service project for Camp Second Chance donations, plus the bank fees that those that donated paid. So that came to that total. Our expenses were $1,018.45. This included credit card and bank fees, Upwork fees for website technical support, our deputy treasurer, Andy Lowe's fee, RevCom, membership overcharge refunds because the computer did weird things, our Mailbox West renewal, register.com website expenses, and our Zoom charges. Our ending balance was $21,514.94.
Moving along to December.
Okay. So for December, our beginning balance was $21,514.94. Our income was $1,916.88. This included memberships and membership people who paid the bank fees, our holiday service project for Camp Second Chance donations and the bank fees that were paid, and also Change Makes Sense and the bank fees that were paid. Our expenses were $2,557.28. This included register.com, our website expenses, our bank card and credit card fees, Upwork for website technical support, RevCom for the closed captioning, our deputy treasurer, Andy Lowe, legal fees, Zoom, our holiday service project Camp Second Chance expenses, and our holiday donations to the food banks and the bank fees paid for that. Our ending balance was $20,874.54. And I'm sorry if I'm a little tongue-tied now.
It's a lot to read.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. Are there
Great
any-
job, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Julie. Are there any questions on the treasurer's reports for November and December? Any questions? I will point out that our fiscal year ends in April, not December. We changed that last year. So an annual financial report will be provided to all of our members after the close of the fiscal in April. As it stands now, as I hope you see, we are in very good financial standing. All right, hearing none, we'll file these for audit and move on to a couple of additional financial and membership things. So also related to the, sorry. Okay, also related to the budget, I would like the body to consider a possible donation to the Schools First organization, which actually operates the capital levies for the Seattle Public Schools. In November, we voted to endorse the levies. I'm gonna put a couple people on mute here. In November, we voted to endorse those levies, but at that time, we had already spent all of our campaign donation. budget. So we pledged that we would look at this over the course of the break and come back to you with a recommendation. We've since determined that we have plenty of lines within the budget that have not been used and are not going to be planning to be used. So there's high confidence, there's no issue to have to carve out a little budget to provide support for the campaign. Pursuant to this, would anyone like to make a motion regarding donation? All right, Chris.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that we donate, I'll say it's $500. I forgot the amount I was supposed to say, but I'm going to go with 500 to the School First Capital Levy.
Second.
All right, we have Chris has motioned that we budget $500 to donate to the Schools First Capital Levy Program. And we have Ann Martin seconding. Chris, do you want to speak to your motion?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Very briefly, we are fortunate in Seattle that many times when a school levy is on ballot, the voters are generous enough to support it, but we can't ever take that for granted. So I think it's always prudent to make sure that they have the backing and support of us to get the attention of those who either are on the picket fence or unaware of this levy and how important it is in things like school replacement, in the heavy equipment used to maintain our schools and to bring them up to standard. So with that, I say please vote in support of the motion.
Thank you, Chris. Does anyone want to speak against this motion? Anyone want to speak against? All right. Does anyone have issue with doing a voice vote on this one? Okay, great. Well, please unmute yourself. This is a membership and PCO vote. Say aye if you're in favor of the motion to donate $500 to the Seattle Public Schools Capital Levy.
Aye.
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 Okay. Anyone opposed, please say nay. Awesome. Very good. Thank you so much. I will move forward with making that donation. Appreciate it. All right. Please put yourself back on mute. Thank you after our votes. I will call out here too that we have, I believe, as of this afternoon, 40 renewed members. And of course, we have our 108 PCOs, which puts us up to 148 members at this time. Just to reiterate, we always end the year, our memberships always end at the end of the year, of the calendar year. So everyone who is a joined member, like even if you're a recurring donor, like if you put in $10 every month, that stopped in December, and you need to renew your membership, go online and renew your membership, and set up whatever recurring donation you want to make or a one-time payment. We do not turn members away if you're unable to pay. We're happy to work with you and get you joined without a donation as well. So please take the moment to do that. Sarah will put that link in the chat. When you go into that page, you just pick which way you want to go. It also has our t-shirt on there. It also has Change Makes Sense on there. All the different ways to donate are right on that page, but just be sure if you're wanting to renew your membership or join for the first time that you pick a membership choice on the page. And thank you for rejoining and recommitting to the 34th. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. One last thing before we jump into candidate spotlight. I did want to note that back in November, another screw up on my part. I did not put in our November meeting to vote officially on how we send our charitable donations. So what I did is we basically took what we had done the year prior and mirrored that split of funds. We gave $250. We had a budget of $1,000. We gave $250 to Vashon Food Bank, Highline Food Bank, West Seattle Food Bank, and White Center Food Bank. My apologies for not bringing that recommendation in November, but again, we went with the split that we had done in prior years. So hopefully you are okay with that. It's always nice to share with our food banks. All right.
Madam Chair?
Yes, sir.
Or I have a challenge.
All right.
In adding my usual renewing annual amount, I will add 50 cents for every member that renews tonight to my recurring renewal.
Oh, cool. Awesome, Chris. So you want to hear from me who renewed tonight?
Just the number.
Okay, got it. Awesome.
Can
All
I
right.
cancel mine and renew again?
No. Too late.
I
All
want
right,
to take Chris's
awesome.
money.
Thank you, Chris, for that challenge. Chris is challenging everyone to join tonight or renew tonight, and he will increase his monthly recurring donation by 50 cents each for each member who does that. So thank you so much for doing that. I feel like we're in a telethon of sorts. That's nice. All right, great. Okay. We are moving on to our candidate spotlight. So tonight we have one judge who is up for this year's election. And then we have 2 of the 4 King Conservation District candidates. So we are going to start out with our judge. And what I'd like to do is just take about 2 to 3 minutes, tell us a little bit about yourself, introduce yourself, and then the King Conservation District candidates, if you could also, within your 2 to 3 minutes, let us know your party affiliation. We would appreciate that. So Judge Dillon, would you like to start?
Thank you so much.
And I hope I said your last name correctly.
You did. Thanks so
Okay,
much. And how's my audio?
Sounds good.
Great. Thanks so much. My name is Kuljinder Dillon, and I am a judge on the King County District Court bench in downtown Seattle. I was unanimously appointed by the King County Council in July of last year, and I will be running for election this year to retain my seat. I am the first South Asian woman appointed to the bench in Washington state history. I have lived in Washington state for 31 years. I'm the daughter of East Indian immigrants who left India to find work and opportunities to build a better life for themselves. My parents initially settled in England in the 1960s. They faced discrimination there because of how they looked, what they wore, and how they sounded. My father drove the city bus, and my mother was a seamstress and raised 3 children. They were eventually able to buy their low-income house with grants from the local government and achieved their dream of buying their own business, a small grocery store in Edinburgh, Scotland. My father's other dream was to live in the United States, where 2 of his siblings lived. My family waited 10 years for their green cards in the family lottery system. I finished high school in Edinburgh and moved to Pullman, Washington to attend Washington State University when I was 17 years old. My parents came to the United States a few years after I did. I'm the first person in my immediate family to earn a college degree and an advanced degree. After the courthouse murders in downtown Seattle, I worked as a domestic violence victim advocate and worked closely with the AAPI community to assist local law enforcement provide culturally appropriate services to victims of domestic violence. I was also a domestic violence victim advocate at the King County Prosecutor's Office. I went to law school in Washington State. I started working as a public defender at the King County Department of Public Defense, that it's now known as. And I worked there for 14 years as a trial attorney. I've also worked as a private defense attorney, running my own small business for 3 years. For the last 2 years, I worked as a pro tem judge all over King County. Before being appointed to the bench last summer, I received ratings of exceptionally well qualified from 6 different minority bar associations who rate judicial candidates. Every day when I walk into the courtroom, it's important to me that I treat everyone who appears before me with courtesy, respect, and dignity. Many of the people who appear in our district courts are from immigrant families or who have been otherwise overlooked or marginalized. I feel it's a special obligation to make sure everyone understands the court process and their legal rights. And I also try to empower people to move down more positive paths in their lives. I hope to earn your endorsement and your vote in November. And again, thank you so much for your commitment to this important process. Our system of democracy is based on your participation. Thank you again for having me this evening.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, next, Kirsten Haugen, are you on?
I am, thank you.
Awesome.
Hi, great, thank you. Hi, my name is Kirsten Haugen, and I am running for re-election to the King Conservation District Board. I was just elected in 2019 and became board chair last year. And I've had the great pleasure of working alongside one of your members, Chris Porter, to modernize and improve KCD. We have worked extensively to find efficiencies, increase financial oversight, and boost transparency to ensure your taxpayer dollars are being spent wisely. But there is still considerably more work to do. First of all is this election and representation. As you know, our elections are by request only, leaving most voters completely unaware of how to participate. We've changed that by sending out a postcard, but it's clear voters expect a ballot in the mail without having to request one. I'm happy to say I've worked hard on this issue. We have 2 bills down in Olympia. It looks like this is finally going to happen this session. In fact, this morning, Chris and I were both down there to testify to get this on the regular ballot. A second piece I'm looking forward to investing more time in is equity. Conservation district efforts have historically fallen short of serving our entire community. And we are embarking on an extensive equity training and outreach from top to bottom, how we conduct our work, who we serve. And I'm looking forward to doing that work this year. It's long overdue, and it's important that KCD shifts and reaches everyone in our community in a meaningful way. And third is climate. Our conservation districts were founded 80 years ago in response to the Dust Bowl. And here we are now facing, truly existential climate crisis. And I think the Conservation District is uniquely situated and poised to build climate resiliency for our county, and really working alongside in partnership with the county to help people make better choices in the community and on their land. And I'm excited to do that work and find a better pathway forward. I think the Conservation District can really be a useful, I'm sorry, the chat keeps popping up. I will add the bill number so that you can all give your comments in the chat afterward. But I am running for re-election because I'm very passionate about the Conservation District and I want to support our critical mission. I'm a passionate, lifelong Democrat. I'm a PCO in the 36th Legislative District, and thank you for your time tonight.
Trip Williams, also running for King Conservation District Seat 2.
Hello, hi, Trip Williams here. Thank you, Carla. And can everybody hear me okay?
Yes, you're good.
Okay, great. It's great to be with you tonight. Thanks for allowing me and Kirsten to pop on. I'm humbled, honestly, by all of your service. It's really nice to be here. I started my career in politics, but I've been away from it for a while. And it's inspiring to be participating in a true democratic process with you all. So thanks again. So why am I here? So like many of us, I care a lot about the environment, and I've been newly inspired to do more to support conservation efforts in our area. I'm running for this board seat because I feel my personal qualifications and program proposals could help advance the KCD mission to promote sustainable use of natural resources throughout or through responsible stewardship. So about me, I am a King County native with a deep appreciation for our natural resources. I have a deep respect for public service. As I mentioned, I started my career in the public sector working for Representative Rick Larson. I've worked more recently in the private sector, and I feel like my experience across the public and private sectors could do really well to reach more citizens and more inhabitants in King County. And I also have functional professional experience that I think would play really well with the board seat and board position itself. Cross-functional team management, strategy and planning, and deep operational experience as well. Programmatically, things I really care about and would be excited to emphasize as a member of the board. Again, I feel like there's so much emphasis on conservation in particular for how humans inhabit our environment. I feel like there's more we can do to increase species affinity and species preservation, not just the human experience. So I would be excited to find ways. I think salmon spawning is a great example, but it shouldn't just be so that we can harvest the salmon eventually. I think we all do best when we occupy the ecosystem with the other actors who help make it as vibrant as it is. I think more we could do to help prepare people proactively for major weather events, as Kirsten mentioned and many of you know and live. We're facing unprecedented weather experiences, and the more we can do to educate people about natural ways to mitigate some of those experiences would be really valuable. Caring for and cleaning up our environment. I think, again, the district is really great and has done really great work to educate people on programs for conservation activities. I think there's even more maybe that can be done to increase and encourage participation in cleanup activities. And then I would be really excited to explore corporate education opportunities. So I think private citizen education is really valuable, and I think that's something to definitely continue to emphasize. I would be excited to see what the opportunities could be to partner with or reach out to corporate actors and see how they might participate more fully in conservation efforts as well. I describe myself first and foremost as an American, but I am proudly a Democrat. And again, really excited to be with you tonight and hope you'll consider voting. Thank you.
Thank you, Trip. Appreciate it. Thanks to all three of you. It's exciting. You know, already we're back in the swing of having candidate spotlight. I'm always so excited about that. At this time, I'd like to ask if there are any motions for endorsement for King Conservation District Supervisor. Just a reminder that that's the only thing we're going to endorse tonight. Any of our other candidates down the road, we will be endorsing this summer. Anyone have a motion?
Yes, I do, Carla.
All right, go ahead, Colleen.
This is Colleen Hinton, and I would like to nominate Trip Williams for King Conservation District Board of Supervisors.
Very good. Thank you, Colleen. Colleen has motioned to endorse Trip Williams for King Conservation District Supervisor. Is there a second?
Yes, I second. And
Annie Phillips. Okay. Thank you, Annie.
I have another motion.
Okay. Is that Roxanne?
Yes.
Okay, Roxanne, go ahead.
I would like to endorse Kirsten Hagen for King County Conservation District number 2.
Okay.
Madam Chair, that was mine. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I know. It was that. I know. I'm not sure. I knew that was not
Yeah,
quite
that was
right.
going to be my motion, but okay.
Oh, okay, sorry. Shall we give that Chris Porter nominates?
Yeah, yeah, and it's my fault. I should not have recognized Roxanne. I didn't realize you were going to be motioning for the same person that was planned for Chris. All right, or I would have called on Chris first. My bad. Okay, so let's say that Chris is making the motion to nominate Kirsten Haugen for King Conservation District Supervisor. Is there a second on?
I'll second.
Okay, thanks, Roxanne. All right, are there any other nominations? All right, very good. Let's start with Colleen. Would you like to speak to your motion?
Sure, thank you, Carla. I'm nominating Trip not only because I'm impressed with what he can bring to the board with his broad experience, his passion for conservation, and his deep concern about climate change, but also because I have a personal interest in ensuring the excellent stewardship of our conservation district. Not too many people are familiar with King Conservation District, but among the many valuable things they do for our environment is they provide direct assistance to King County residents who want to be better stewards of our environment. My husband and I entered into a partnership with KCD a couple of years ago to do a pretty major pilot project on our property with the goal of greatly improving a small part of the ecosystem where we live, and hopefully encourage other King County residents to do the same where possible. At the time we started this project, KCD was being led by an award-winning executive director, and we felt extremely confident about placing our trust in the highly experienced and talented staff we were working with to implement this innovative project. We successfully completed the installation phase, and KCD was just amazing. We could never have done this without them. We're now in the second phase, which involves careful monitoring of the project, which is just as important to show that this approach will work and will have a positive ecological impact, and hopefully replicate the design in other areas of the county. However, a year and a half ago, the agency was thrown into a lot of internal turmoil when the current board abruptly fired the executive director and laid off other highly experienced and competent senior staff who happened to be directly involved in our project. They had an acting director who resigned after a couple of months, then an interim director who, at least as far as our project was concerned, didn't seem to have much of a clue about what she was doing. And we directly observed that employee morale was extremely low. I know that the agency is facing an unfair labor practice right now. There's also been a lawsuit filed, and things have been kind of a mess. Just recently, the board finally hired a new permanent director, an environmental lawyer from the East Coast. It's unclear to me whether she has much experience with conservation projects. I can't speak to that. But just the fallout of all of this for my husband and I has been that we're not feeling a lot of confidence that King Conservation District can make good on the terms of our agreement with them. And we're feeling pretty abandoned. Now, of course, I can only speak to how this has affected our partnership with KCD, which is only one small partnership among many with other King County residents and farmers, etc. But our personal experience and small window into this embattled little agency makes me wonder how the agency's functioning has been affected more broadly. So in summary, I'm just very concerned about this wonderful resource in our community, and I wonder if it might be time to consider new leadership on the Board of Supervisors. I think that Trip Williams can bring a fresh perspective to the board that could help this agency stabilize and get back on course. So thank you for considering our endorsement of Trip Williams.
Thank you, Colleen. Would any member or PCO like to speak against the motion to endorse Trip Williams this evening? Anyone want to speak against? Okay, very good. We'll move over to Kirsten's. Chris, would you like to speak to your motion?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. First, I'd like to say that in joining KCD as an elected supervisor, Kirsten Haugen was aware that it was entrenched in a long history of tacit approval of things like the land incentive program that Colleen speaks about, entrenched in ensuring that people did not have access to the ballot so that they could weigh in on the leadership, entrenched on doing things as they've always done. That culminates in a process in which essentially, until we were elected, not many people understood what KCD was, that they had an opportunity to weigh in, that they were paying for that service through their taxpayer dollars. That education, that propagation of what KCD is doing is in part responsible behind that is the work of Kirsten as chair. When she finally moved into the slot of chair, we began to see these things change. Yes, there was change in the organization because it needed to happen. And it's critical to understand that with this new leadership, with her at the helm, with her as chair, we are finally getting to a point where KCD can begin to shine. And that is because of her strong leadership in recognizing that the way things had always been done would not work. Excluding people from the ballot would not work. Not leaving voters out of the process and not informing them that this is what's happening with your taxpayer dollars would not work. It is her goal, it is my goal, it is our goal to make sure that voters can weigh in, that voters know what's going on, that voters know where their dollars are being spent. And that is hard work. Change is always going to be hard work. And it is because of her stick-to-itness, her desire to make KCD better than it was before, which is why I'm proud to say we are where we are now. And I vote and I ask everyone to vote for her endorsement and her continued leadership. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Okay, we are going to do this on a Zoom poll like we did last summer. If you cannot vote through your device, you can use the chat inside of Zoom, the chat feature at the bottom, and send your vote, your name and your vote, or which person you'd like to vote for, to Trey Likens. He will be in the participants of the chat when you see that. Just give it to him only though. Don't show it to everybody, please. All right, launching the poll. Okay. All right. I don't have my trusty sidekick on the voting, but I think this will work. You should see the poll. There are 2 questions. You are voting a single choice for Kirsten or Tripp. And I completely screwed up Tripp's name by adding an N at the end. I apologize, Tripp. You also need to note that whether you are a PCO in the 34th, please. And again, only current members that have joined this year for the year 2022 and PCOs may vote. I'll give you a few minutes. If the votes are, if it's super tight, I might have to come back and share the endorsement results at a later time, or excuse me, later on in the evening. But I'm going to try to make a call on it here. All right, so we have 1 minute, 1 minute, 10 seconds. Let's go another 15 seconds. I've got 34 votes of 52 people on the call. And I know that some folks on the call are not eligible to vote, which is okay. All right. Okay, I see no more votes. We're at 1 minute, 30 seconds. So I'm going to end the poll. I believe this is a 50% plus 1. The voting tally is 22 votes for Kirsten and 14 votes for Tripp, 61% to 39%. So it looks fairly definitive here that we have a solid winner for endorsement, Kirsten Haugen. Ending the poll. Okay. So congratulations, Kirsten. You have our endorsement, and we wish you the best of luck on your campaign.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, oops, I missed my slide. Next, this is the fun part of the night, and I know we're running a little late, but I hope you will all stick around and allow us to recognize some of our rock stars. We've talked about this. We had lots and lots of nominations. I'm going to go ahead now and hand it off to the chair of the committee, Ann Martin, and she will get us started.
Thanks. Thanks, Carla. So I'm happy to introduce the 34th LD Organization's 2021 awards, recognizing exceptional work in furtherance of the values of this district and the Democratic Party among the voters and residents of the district. First, I would like to thank those individuals who submitted 33 nominations for the 7 awards, including 21 individual nominees. Individuals obviously received multiple nominations, sometimes for different awards, and that is a record. I don't think we've ever had that many nominations. Next, I would like to thank our committee members, including Gina Top, who created the easy-to-use and informative nomination form, and also Chris Porter, Colleen Hinton, and Carla, who met for close to 2 hours to do the hard work of reviewing the nominations. I will note that a couple of our committee members were nominated for awards. They did not participate in the discussion or decisions on the awards for which they were nominated. And if everybody kept their mouths shut, do not know the results of those awards. The virtual world we are currently living in creates many challenges for us as an organization that is dedicated to working with our neighbors and in our community. The number of nominations shows we persist. However, there is one thing we were unable to do this evening, and that is to hand a token of our appreciation to the award winners. Those tokens of thanks and recognition will be delivered to the award recipients in the next couple of days. So we're sorry. Imagine that you're being handed something as we announce your awards. Recipients are welcome to say a few words, but we don't have music to usher you off, so beware. With that, let's move to the awards. The first award is PCO of the Year. The nominees are on the screen: Chris Wise and Colleen Hinton. This goes to an individual who, during the fraught local elections of 2021, doorbelled numerous precincts beside their own, focusing on precincts that Burien candidates had identified for targeting and phone and text banking, as well as mentoring other PCOs. If we awarded Purple Hearts for injury in action, she would get that award too, having been bitten by a dog while doorbelling and getting a tetanus shot for her efforts. The first award goes to Colleen Hinton. Colleen?
Hi, well, that's unexpected. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I don't recommend it being bitten by a dog, but I do recommend canvassing in Burien. I wrote an article about it in the newsletter, I think it was last month, and it was just a super rewarding experience. And thank you so much for such a great honor. Thanks, everyone.
We can do little applaud things at the end, or you can unmute yourself and applaud, or do whatever.
Yay, Colleen.
Congratulations. Okay, moving on to the Jackie Dupois Member of the Year Award. That goes to an individual who's brought innovation to the district, helping to organize and weather some of the rough seas with aplomb through improved communications, website maintenance, meetings. My thing is telling me my battery's low, sorry. And programs that are recorded and accessible, organizing and leading candidate forums, and generally challenging the organization to achieve even more during these uncertain times. The Jackie Dupois Award goes to Carla Rogers. Carla?
Oh, goodness. Thank you so much. I actually got to read the nominations, and it's always embarrassing to read what people think about you. But I truly appreciate it. And as much as I get grouchy sometimes and overwhelmed and all of this other stuff that I feel, the emotions of all of this that I go through after this year, it's been you know, I love doing it. I truly love doing it, and that's why if I push hard and I push people too hard, it's because I just want us to be awesome. And I'm super thankful to have the honor of being the chair of this awesome organization. So thank you for that award. Appreciate it.
Woohoo! Yay!
See, I really didn't know who won. All right. We pass it over to Chris.
Thank you, Anne. So in looking at the Outstanding Committee or Caucus of the Year, it's important to say that all of the committees and caucus do very good work. And so it makes this particular award a little more difficult because even the ones put forward just did such a great job. One of the things that was interesting about the picking the winner on this one is the winner, it's difficult to start a new committee or caucus. It's difficult to rally that interest. It's difficult to get your bearings started, and it's difficult to find that direction. And yet the Environment, Energy, and Land Caucus managed to do that at what seems like warp stellar speed, bringing resolutions, really jumping in. And as a conservationist, this really spoke to me. So it is with just excitement and pure honor that we have the Outstanding Committee of the Year be the Environment, Energy, and Land Caucus, co-chaired by Randy Letzenberger and Dominic Ojeda.
What?
Well,
Randy and Annie.
Oh, sorry, Annie Phillips. Forgive me. Sorry.
Chris, we're taking you off.
thank you. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Recognition is greatly appreciated. All the credit goes to Annie. She's the engine behind us. I'm just happy to be her second fiddle.
Oh my gosh, Randy. Fantastic. I admire you so much.
They work very well together. You can probably guess that.
Well done, well done. So the next award I will present is the Executive Board Member of the Year. And again, great nominees, hard to consider which one, each with an outstanding record of service to the board in a way that I think uniquely set them apart from the other. So how do you do this? What do you do? And as we debated and argued with this, we realized that two people really rose to the top that we felt we should provide this award to. And the first one I'll say is this person took this space just before the meeting, which was our fellowship that usually people sign in and just kind of chit chat and talk about the dogs and the cat and the this and the that and the pandemic, and turn this into a space where we were able to bring folks in to provide in-service education, experience, even like tonight, mental health, as two very brave women talked about their challenges around bipolar disorder. That is so unique and so fulfilling in trying to build a bigger and better message for the 34th, that people can sign in early and learn something else other than the usual stuff of how the week went. And for that reason, Rachel Glass certainly rose to the top for her stellar work in this period of time just before our meetings, turning that fellowship into a very memorable learning session for all. Secondly, and certainly not second in just in the name, is the work that Bunny Hatcher has done. And I have to say that when she first joined the board, it seemed unlikely that, you know, with the technology and everything that was abrupt and changed, that she would see her way through. But not only did she see her way through, she rose to the top, kicked it down, and just pushed ahead. And so it was just great to see her work on resolutions and just debating and really rising to the top and leading the conversation and direction in a way that actually I hadn't seen very much in the past. So she's just done an outstanding job, certainly worthy of commending and awarding the other executive board member of the year. So this year we have 2 recipients, Rachel Glass and Bunny Hatcher, for their exceptional work on the executive board this year.
Wow. I'm so
Yahoo to both of you.
Woo,
Thank you. I'm
Bunny,
still
you go first.
technologically very challenged.
Aren't you glad you're still here, buddy?
yeah.
Good for you.
I'm, you know, this morning I had to message Carla and tell her that my phone had totally crashed. I have a brand new one because apparently 4 years is senescence for phones. And that I had tried twice to send testimony on the National Infrastructure Bank and was not sure I had succeeded. So I'm still very technologically challenged. But Chris, thank you so much for at least recognizing the small bit of progress I've made.
Thanks, you guys. I'm so surprised, but I'm really honored, and I thank you so much. And thank you, everybody. You all are the reasons that I get up and get in there and do what I do, because I'm so happy to be with all of you and do these wonderful things. So you inspire me too. Thank you.
Oh, Rachel, you've added so much to our education.
Thank you.
So Colleen, you're up.
All right. Well, I am going to be presenting the Rising Star of the Year award, and the nominees were Hugo Garcia and Sam Mendes, both very worthy nominees. And the winner is Sam Mendes. Sam stepped up to be a PCO last year. And when I was doing recruitment calls to recruit people to Canvas in Burien, to recruit volunteers, he immediately said yes. He really wanted to get involved, and he showed up for several of our Burien Canvas events, and just showed a great interest in everything about the 34th. Sam has a wonderful energy around politics. Truth be told, he's a bit of a politics nerd, and we all know how we love political nerds in the 34th. And as such, he's just a great role model, dare I say, of the youthful energy that we are hoping to attract to the 34th, and who we want to have involved with us in the 34th. And we hope that he'll get others involved too. Having said that, sadly, redistricting looks like we're going to lose Sam, which is really sad. But whoops. So we're just very grateful that we can give him this award while we still can. So Sam, congratulations. I hope to work with you in the 33rd, if that's where we end up. I'm excited that I'll have you there at least. And thank you for the energy, curiosity, and enthusiasm that you bring to the 34th.
Wow. Thanks, Colleen. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
All the way from
Okay,
Australia.
cool. Yeah, I'm actually calling in from Australia. I'm here in Melbourne for those Americans. It is really an honor. Thank you so much. I was not expecting this at all. It's been just a wonderful experience just having moved to Burien a little over a year ago. Yeah, with my wife, now wife, we're actually on our honeymoon now. She's here across the table. And we just moved to Burien a little over a year ago, and you all just welcomed us with open arms. So it's just been so great in times of a pandemic when it can actually be hard to get to know people, to meet so many like-minded individuals. So I'll keep it short, but thanks again. And I know we are being pushed off to the 34th, but we're not actually going anywhere, so we can still get beers and have cross-district meetings and coordinations. So yeah, thanks again.
Sam, and I expect you at our pop-up socials every month, when you come back, of course.
Carla, you're up.
Thank you, Anne. All right, I insisted selfishly to give this next award. The Sharice Luxa Award for Lifetime Achievement recognizes a long-term commitment and participation in the 34th Legislative District. It's named in honor of the person who endowed the award, Sharice Luxa, a passionate Democrat who died much too soon. You can see on the screen who is nominated, and honestly, all of these folks are completely deserving. The winner is one of those special members who you secretly thank your lucky stars for, honestly. She has truly been a lifetime contributor for the 34th and beyond. When Jordan Crowley and I invented the membership policy caucuses, we knew it wouldn't take long for us to find a lead to take the reins of our Environment, Energy, and Land Use Caucus. She was right there on day one. Advocating for the environment is her mission. She also is a dedicated, concerned PCO who consistently walks the walk, literally doing those door knocks every single cycle. Outside of the 34th, she's co-chair of Burien People for Climate Action, and she's a local leader with Reclaim Our Vote, organizing postcard writing campaigns for elections far and wide. She has always been a rock star in voter registration efforts as well. If you've ever driven through the intersection of 509 and I think it's 1st or 4th on election day down in Burien, you will see Annie and her cohorts waving signs and going crazy trying to make sure everybody votes. I'll simply be devastated to lose her if the new redistricted maps are finally made official. I'm so excited to present the Sharice Luxa Award for Lifetime Achievement to Annie Phillips.
Oh, thank you, Carla.
Yay, Annie, hooray!
Yay, Annie.
You deserve it.
To you. Whatever it is, let's split it. He does such a good job and he works so hard. He is so wonderful. He did the greatest presentation on money and climate change Sunday. And Randy, is it recorded? Can you put if it's recorded, can you put the link in the chat? Because everybody ought to see this thing. He's just wonderful. Anyway, I'm just blown away that you, thank you. I never thought I did this much that you said, but thank you so much for.
Yes, you do. You're amazing. Thank you, Annie.
Annie, I wanted to add just the work that you did on the WAMEN was amazing. You did so much work. I would have given you the Lifetime Achievement Award just for that.
Thank you. Thank you, Anne.
Yeah.
Long list of accomplishments and contributions. Thanks, Annie. All right, our final award tonight is for our Elected Official of the Year. Again, many very well-deserving members. We're so lucky to have such a strong contingent of elected officials here in the 34th. It was a tough one to decide. We had a big debate about this one. The winner of the award is a strong leader committed to building a dynamic and inclusive community. The list of accomplishments is vast, from signing the state's first same-sex marriage license to protecting immigrants, the rights of women, and caring for and supporting the most vulnerable among us. His work includes making progress to end racism, pushing for the growth of sound transit, preserving our open spaces, working around the work of eviction and rental assistance, and best starts for kids. Perhaps the most important work has been around the response to the pandemic. We can all be super proud of how our county has handled the virus and its impact, and that work was driven by our winner. His longtime unwavering support of this organization is what stands out most. Not just support, participation. He practically grew up in the organization and continues to make sure that he is there for us when we need him. I don't know many or any other elected officials who can claim this level of support. For this, we thank you and award you the Elected Official of the Year. Congratulations, Executive Constantine.
Well, thank you, Carla. I hope you can. Thank you. I hope.
Yay!
I hope my Zoom's working here. I knew I'd been nominated, but I knew there were a lot of nominees, and it took me a little while before I realized that after you started talking, Carla, that you were talking about me. But I'm really grateful for this, and I want to congratulate, first of all the winners of the awards tonight. So many great Democrats contributing in so many ways. I'm really disappointed, frankly, that I was neither nominated for nor did I win the Rising Star Award, but I guess that ship may have sailed. The 34th has been a remarkable experience for me over the course of my adult life. I wandered in the door in my 20s, more my mid-20s than my late 20s, and the chair, Margaret Cease, a genuinely remarkable woman, got a hold of me and gave me responsibility and kept mentoring me and got me to be first vice chair. And then after she was reelected, she resigned. It was just a sneaky move on her part. And all of a sudden I was left holding the bag. And well, here I am. So thank you to everyone, the hundreds of 34th District Democrats I've had the chance to work in the trenches with over the years, but I really want to single out Margaret Cease, the late Margaret Cease. Finally, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to serve. You know, Carla mentioned some of the things we're working on. It really, the reason that it is worth doing all of this and going through all of this is because the work that I get to do is something that, for me, gives my life meaning, right? I'm able to actually have an impact on battling racism in our country, to have an impact on reforming the criminal legal system, to make a difference in moving people out of homelessness and housing insecurity and helping them to have that opportunity to thrive. And the thing I am maybe most focused on, environment brought me to politics, and I am really determined, and Gina will tell you this because I'm annoying about it, that we are going to go way beyond our local commitment on climate, that we're going to get our own house in order, electrify everything, decarbonize everything, but more than that, we are going to find ways for this community with its unique capabilities to help chart a course for the rest of the country and the world. You know, minor ambitions for the next few years, but again, you know, being able to do this work means that you are helping in very tangible ways to make the community a better place. So I'm really grateful to the 34th for giving me that platform and that opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome.
Thank you. And before we close this, I just want to say how strong this this district is, as shown by the number of people who could be nominated. And really, if we could have given 21 awards, I think we would have. Everyone is just great. So thank you for allowing us to have this time.
Great. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, rest of the committee. All right, so we are running really, really late. I'm trying to look through my list and figure out what I can carve out here. Bunny, let me ask you really quick. I know you usually have a cutoff at 9. Do you have time to do the resolution? We could go out of order a little bit.
Yeah, I'm still here. Jerry has just gone up to bed, so.
Okay. All right, great. So if no one has an issue, I'm going to swap two pieces on the agenda so that Bunny can take care of her husband. And we will go through and do the resolution. So really quick, I want to thank Bunny. She did write a wonderful piece of testimony for our for the bill, Hasagawa's bill in the 11th. If you remember last year, we actually passed for the very first LD in the whole state of Washington, passed the NIB, National Infrastructure Bank Bill. It's, for me, everything's coming full circle here because that resolution is now a bill that's sitting in the Senate in the state. So super excited. One reason why you got that award, Bunny, we're doing good stuff in this space. So thank you for writing the testimony. We will get that up online, and for tonight, I think you have one resolution.
Yes, tonight we have one that was brought to us by our colleague Roxanne, who has really helped to reactivate the healthcare caucus. This came kind of through the healthcare caucus, and it deals with pushing for, we're demanding basically non-discriminatory, medically comprehensive healthcare in the state of Washington. The resolution points out that in many areas of Washington now, people have very limited access to medical care, maybe limited to one hospital or clinic in within 100 miles, if that. And that mergers and acquisitions are leading to the concentration of healthcare in the hands of a few healthcare corporations or organizations. And some of these hospitals have ethics committees, especially religiously affiliated hospitals, that have policies that end up denying LGBTQ and especially transgender healthcare, reproductive healthcare, despite the fact that they get a lot of federal money from Medicare and Medicaid and need to be considered that they have to fall in under the federal non-discrimination laws. Some of these institutions are placing arbitrary limits. And let's just point out some of these policies we're talking about are abortions, tubal ligations, and vasectomies. Death with dignity is another. And the medical, they're delaying and denying legally and medically approved care, reproductive and death with dignity care. And this hurts really BIPOC communities, low-income residents, LGBTQ, much more than others. And these actions actually are cruel. They result in lack of services and poor outcomes. And hospitals they're putting their discriminatory regulations above Washington's laws and the patient's well-being. So we're pointing out in this resolution too that they should not be allowed to do this, that healthcare restrictions that are intrinsically discriminatory, whether they're deliberate or not, they are illegal. And by restricting or eliminating procedures like family planning, contraceptives, tubal ligations, abortions, vasectomies, IVF, transgender surgeries, they're forcing their parents to abide by regulations that are actually sexist, that are discriminatory in a lot of ways. And because people may have only access to one clinic, it's not like they can go down the block and find another hospital that will take care of them. So the resolution asks that all healthcare institutions within our state not restrict any legal medical procedures when patients request them, that we need to have public policy that protects women in need of reproductive health services, as well as BIPOC and LGBTQ patients, and the medical practitioners who would otherwise be prohibited from performing these be allowed to fulfill their medical obligations to parents. So we're asking that patients be allowed any legal medical procedure which aligns with their own personal beliefs and medical needs, rather than that which conforms to the hospital. And that it should fall to the Washington State Department of Health to ensure that all healthcare systems align themselves with best medical practices and all procedures that are legal under Washington state law. At this point, to speak for the resolution, I would like to make a motion that the 34th adopt this resolution, asking that the state of Washington guarantee access to all legal and medically necessary procedures by all people at all medical facilities, regardless of ownership, whether corporate or religious, of those medical facilities.
Porter second. Chris
Thank
Porter
you.
second.
And I would like to hand off to Roxanne Fair to speak for the resolution.
I think Bunny already did a great job of speaking for the resolution. I can just add quickly that the head of the Office of Insurance, it's getting late, and so I'm forgetting. His brother was in one of the religious hospitals, and they were not forcibly denying him, but blocking him from requesting death with dignity. And so this has become a statewide issue. Bunny, thank you for covering it so well.
Okay, there is a motion on the floor, seconded by, I'm gonna say.
Carla, I'm sorry, it's Julie. I had a question. I raised my hand.
Let me call.
Okay.
State the motion. We got to get that for the minutes. The motion is to pass the resolution regarding non-discriminatory medically comprehensive healthcare in Washington state. It was made by Bunny and seconded, I'm going to say, by Roxanne. Julie, what's your question?
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought we had discussed regarding the resolution, the second to the last paragraph that was highlighted that wasn't removed, that we were going to remove because we thought it would just create too many issues. The last, therefore be it resolved that patients must be allowed any legal medical procedure which aligns with their own personal beliefs. I thought Roxanne had said that she had highlighted that and meant to remove it because we all agreed, because it would open too many doors
I picked
for.
up the resolution as it was in the document. Was it not removed?
No, and I tried to remove it and it wouldn't let me edit. And I went in
Yeah.
again today and I still couldn't edit.
Is it here in this, which one are we talking about?
The second to the last.
Therefore be it resolved.
No, not that one.
It apparently has been removed.
Oh, was
okay,
it removed?
I took it out. Yes, I
Oh,
took
good.
it
You got it out. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
it's out.
Okay, okay.
And the resolution was seconded by Chris Porter.
Right. Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. The one that was attached to the minutes or the what's happening in the 34th still had that paragraph in it.
The one that was sent out in the chat box does not.
Excellent. Thank you.
So Sarah Cook, the one you sent out to everyone is correct.
Far out.
Yes.
Okay, that's where I was confused. Thank you and good job.
Sorry, I think what happened there is that the email that I sent out was pushing toward the website. And the website is obviously not the page that we review here. So that is probably the case, but I'll make sure it's updated. The official document in Google is updated as requested. Okay. All right, so we're going to go back to the motion. We have a motion and a second. We've spoken to the motion before we declared the motion, but that's okay. Is there anyone that wants to speak against the motion to pass this resolution? Any other discussion on this resolution? Okay. I will go ahead and call the question then. Those are in favor of adopting the resolution regarding non-discriminatory medically comprehensive healthcare in Washington State, please say aye.
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 Awesome. Any nays out there? Anyone against this resolution? Okay, fantastic. It is adopted. All right. I know we're 6 minutes after. I had a bunch of announcements, but I know you all read my emails, so all of those announcements are always in my email. So I'm going to say, could we just stay on a couple of minutes so we can get Roxanne elected? Tonight, we need to formally have an election for a representative to the Washington State Democratic Party. If you remember, Janine Anzalota resigned in the fall. And so our PCOs tonight are able to vote on this election. I'm going to ask for nomination.
I would like to nominate Roxanne Thayer.
Okay, thank you. That was Bunny nominating Roxanne. Is there a second?
Sarah Koch, second.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations for state party representative female or non-binary? Okay. All right, nominations are closed. We have a nomination for Roxanne and a second. Bunny, would you like to speak to your motion real quick?
Sure. I'm really happy to recommend Roxanne for this position. She has been very active politically for as long as I have known her, which was when my daughter, who's now 37, was in 6th grade. So I've known her a long time, and during all of that time, she has been active and progressive and would represent us really well. And in fact, I would like to yield the rest of my time to Roxanne to explain how she feels she will represent the 34th at the state level.
Perfect.
You go, Roxanne.
Okay, thank you, Bunny. I guess I can say that, and I'm going to talk quick because I know everybody wants to get out of here. I was a Bernie Sanders delegate at the legislative level in 2016 and 2020 at the state level. I work with 2 healthcare, universal healthcare organizations to move universal healthcare forward, particularly with Whole Washington currently. I have been working for progressive issues for quite a long time and look forward to representing the 34th in that capacity and working with Chris Porter, who I admire greatly. Thank you.
Very good, thank you. All right, does anyone have any issues doing a voice vote here? Anyone have any issues on a voice vote? All right, let's make it happen. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Awesome. Very good. Anyone opposed? All right, awesome. You are on the hook now, Roxanne. Thank you for stepping up.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
I am gonna I have some dates here if you need to know our next meetings or when the ballots are dropping or any of that good stuff, it's here. I mainly just want to close by reiterating that redistricting is not done yet. It is not final.
We might be able to hang on to Colleen.
I'm going to hang on to all my Burien folks as long as I can possibly do it. It's not done yet, folks. Until the legislature rules, it's not done. So we're going to keep doing things as we have always been doing them. Terry Lindecki from the 33rd is dying to get a hold of my awesome Burien people, and I'm telling her no. No, seriously, she may reach out and start getting in touch with PCOs. There's some kind of cool things happening with the state. They're actually paying an organizer to help in Burien this year. So meetings are starting to happen there. So there'll probably be some things that that start percolating, but again, it's not done until it's done. So keep coming to my meetings, keep coming to the pop-up socials. They're really fun. It's awesome just to hang out with a mask on with your friends, your Democratic nerds. I'd love to see you there. I'll be announcing the next pop-up social probably mid-February, probably at the next meeting. And I hope to see you there. We're gonna have more good programming as well. At this point, I think we have one good of the order that we want to do, and then we will go toward adjournment. Rachel, did you want to do the good of the order?
Yes, please. Thanks, Carla. I'm going to put this information in the chat. And so if we can just, you guys can download at will. Katie Harris, who's one of our members, works on the Martin Luther King Community Workshop Series. And there's a bunch of workshops that are going this weekend, starting tomorrow and going through Saturday. So I'm going to put all of this in the chat so that you may learn about some of these workshops and sign up for them. There are links, and I'm just doing some copy and pasting here for y'all. But please take a look at that. If we're talking, remember Chris is talking about service. Service is very important. This is one of the ways that you can engage in service by taking some workshops and finding out how to serve your community. So here comes, sorry, I'm trying to, pardon me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just having technical issues, but I'm going to get this. Copy.
It's a very long message, but it has a lot of really good, I think there's at least 6 different workshops between tomorrow and Saturday. They do this couple-day event, all Martin Luther King, in the name of Martin Luther King. And there's some really great presentations in there. So check it out as soon as we can get the recording on.
For some reason, it's not letting me copy it into the chat. Is there another way that I could do this so that it
might be too long? Try it in chunks.
Okay, I will try that. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. I'm trying it in chunks. There we go. Chunks coming.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Rachel. Anyone else have any good of the order?
I have a question. Can we, I'm not sure the process on this, but Kuljinder Dhillon, can we endorse her? She was the only candidate for the position.
Yeah, we'll do all of the elections later this year.
That's right. That's what you said.
As we get closer to the summer.
Yeah, I was wondering about that too. We didn't quote endorse her. Is it because it's just not time yet?
Correct.
Okay.
We will wait after we don't, oh, sorry, I'm tired and getting tongue tied. We wait until filing is complete before we do endorsements for this, for the fall.
It's filing week.
Okay, here they come, they're coming.
Okay, there we go. And the registration links are not coming in.
Oh, they're not?
No.
Oh, geez.
Well, yeah, this is yeah, I think you'd have to.
You copy them into your browser. Can they do that?
Well, it has to be in there. You would have to give them the links.
Oh, okay. I will stay on here for another 5 minutes. If anybody would like to, please just send me a message and I will send them to you. I will just email them to you. Does that work?
And anyone that is on Slack, which I'm looking at the folks here that are still on, there's a lot of folks on Slack. We can put that whole message on Slack too.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I may have already done that earlier today.
I think you
Let me
did.
know, Carla, if you need
Hang
me.
on, let me check Slack.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's there. So if you're on Slack, you can, and you're interested, you can grab them over there as well.
Great. Thank you for that.
Slack is excellent. Okay, anybody have anything else? All right, if we have no further business and there's no objection, the meeting will be adjourned. Sorry we're late, 9:16 stop. I promise I'll try better next month. Have a good night, folks. Thanks for joining.
Good night.
Good night. Fabulous job to all. Great job.
Carla.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carla.
Thank you.
And folks
Thanks.
who want
Night.
awards, I will be coming by probably this weekend to bring you your beautiful Avalon glass item.
Oh, and Carla, where you posted it, it's under all the stuff from Rachel. It looks like you posted it under executive board in that link in the Slack.
Oh, that's what I did. Yeah, well, that was.
So
for
we might
someone-
want to get it into general membership.
Yeah, that can be cut and paste into the
34th
Do you want
business
to-
or
Do you
banter.
want to do that, or do you want me to do that?
you can, if you're right there, you can do it. I can't do it right now because I'm sharing screen.
I'm right there, so I'll do it.
Sweet.
And look at you go, Bunny, with your technical.
Yeah,
ability.
I know, and I just realized when I looked at Slack that this morning I never hit send to tell Carla what had happened.
That's great.
I spent the day at T-Mobile. And tried twice to send the test, but I've been working with Marty Tallarico and we got a handle on it. It's okay. I sent him my testimony.
Oh, did he put it in for you, Bunny?
He said he was going to, he would get that in. And he was talking about Ms. Chen in Hasagawa's office, who would kind of shepherd that. He thought he was going to get back to me, but then time got away from him. But we have another, it doesn't have to be into them until 24 hours after the hearing, so.
Well, do you need me to do it or not?
Well, the thing is, I filled out the form twice. I clicked the link that you gave me and filled it out and hit send. And then it said that the site was unavailable. Now, this is the same site that I sent it to that gave me the form that I filled out and typed my whole thing out. So I tried
Yeah,
it
it's
again,
just a-
and typed my
you
whole
know,
thing out. And the
there's
same thing happened, but
there's
it
a
might have been
service
our
problem.
internet was glitching this morning too.
Yeah.
So, but I will give it one more shot tomorrow. And I'm also, don't sweat it because I'm in touch with Marty and we'll make sure it
Okay.
gets in there.
Okay,
And that
awesome.
34th gets credit.
Okay, yeah, I just want to get the testimony in there, so I'll put it in there if I have to, but if someone else can do it, or Marty or you, that'd be great.
Yeah, I sent you the email that I sent you with the testimony in it. I simply forwarded that to Marty.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, he's so tied to it, I'm sure he'll get it to the right person.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he knew the names of people and he was going to check because he said, just because it said the site is not available doesn't mean it didn't actually go through, and he was going to check that.
Exactly. It's possible that it went through. A lot
Right.
of times, you know, there's.
Yeah, I've seen that
There's
happen
just
before, but
glitchy
if it
things.
didn't, I'm going to give it
I
one
get
more
that
shot
at work
tomorrow.
when I'm trying to clock in or out and it says site not available and then it pops up. Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
so, as I said, I usually win the tech battles, but it's often ugly watching it. So. And now I'm have to figure out a new phone because my old phone just apparently 4 years old is not survivable. And I mean, it just simply died, seriously.
So do
turned
you
off-
have the same phone number?
Oh, yes, I have the same everything.
Okay.
Got
And
everything.
you know how to
logged in.
answer it, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean-
I'm sorry, I'm giving you a hard time here.
No, it's
You'll be
just I had
great.
to, unfortunately, I had many of my passwords stored in my phone, and then to reinstall things, I had
Oh.
to know my passwords.
Oh, yeah, what a nightmare.
Uh-huh. But
Yeah.
it's up and running. I can access Slack and Google Docs on it. And at that point, that's what's important. So,
And I love that that is important to you. funny. All right, ladies. Well, I think-
Okay, I just put it in Slack under all 34th banter and all 34th business.
Perfect.
Any other channels that might benefit from this?
Well, every person that's on Slack is in banter and business. They're
Oh,
legal. So that'll
great.
get to everybody.
Good. Okey doke. Great meeting tonight. Thanks, everybody.
Rachel, thanks so much for all these programs that you work so hard to put together. And next month, we're going to do the gondola, right?
Yes, yes, indeed. So we're
That should
getting
be
our